Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? So today, I thought we would make a little masterboard. As you can see, it's a small one. But I thought we would do some of that while we chat a little bit about July. What's coming up here in July. Can you believe July already? Holy guacamole. I feel like I just said to you, Happy New Year. Isn't that crazy? Ooh, that's pretty. So I'm just using some of my Distress inks. Now I'm not using the oxides. I'm using ink. Okay? And I'm just grabbing colors, you know, that I like out of my little, here's my little storage box. Grabbing some colors that I like. Oh, I think I want some hickory smoke. Just colors that I like. And this is just, literally, it's a piece of packing paper that I got yesterday in the mail. I ordered another bottle of paint because I was out. And then while I was shopping, I found some really cool gold pens. Oh, I'm loving this color. Look at that. This is hickory smoke, and look how that is making that stand out. Yowza! I am really liking that. And I'm just taking the pad, I'm not pushing, and I'm just running it over top of that. Wowza! I am really liking that. I'm really going to hate covering this up. But that's what I'm going to be doing. And the reason I'm doing it like this is, you know, just in case there are any little spots showing through. Holy cow, I really like that. So, you know, maybe I'm not going to cover this piece up because I really like that piece. Maybe we're not going to do that. I'm going to let this piece dry. And I think I'm going to use this piece in some collages. So I do have another piece cut. So, well, okay, so that piece is done. Took care of that, didn't I? All right, so let me grab the other piece here. All right. So here's the other piece right here. And that doesn't have enough crunchies in it for me. But I am going to run over that one with my vintage photo ink. Because I did find, you know, the previous one I made that if there were any blank, oh, that's better. If there were any blank brown spots open, that they were just too dull for me. And if I sound different, that's because I'm standing. I'm not sitting. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's giving me a little bit of oomph-a-doodles. All right, so I'm running it right over the top. I'm not pushing. The ink pad's just barely touching it. Just running it right over the top, just like that. Just to give me some color. You know, it's just kind of touching the scrunchies that I gave it. Here we go. You know what? And while I'm here, I do think I am going to give it a little bit of this forest moss. Now, this is oxide. So when I start putting things down, now see, that mutes it down a little bit, and that's good. So when I start gluing things down, this oxide is gonna run a smidge, but not a lot. Then that'll be all right. Come here, you. There we go. There we go. Oh, I like that better. Now, I like some of these darker spots to show. There. That's better. Okay. All right. So what I have sitting here next to me is I have some tissue paper. And this actually has snowflakes on it. It's actually Christmas, but that's okay. I like the white. I like the starkness of the white. I have a music paper. It actually is printed really big because it's from a children's music book. And then I have all kinds of different book pages that are in different colors. I have from a statistics book. I love these. I just love these. If you took something like this and you mounted this section or these individually on some cardstock or some book page, these would make great little tags or I will think of the word, individually because of what they are. The same with these. Cut these out and make your tickets, you know, and things like that. And they're already there. They're in a book. You don't even have to stamp them. But we're going to use those on this. Okay, so to do this, I'm just going to use my glue stick. That's all I'm going to use. And I'm not going to worry if I have everything covered or not, because I have this really nice, oh my goodness, background. Okay? And you probably will hear my chair scoot up at one point. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, see, here it comes. You'll hear me scoot up in my chair. There. And I'm just going to take the paper and I'm just going to tear it just like this into whatever it ends up in. That's the way it ends up. I'm not going to worry about, you know, everything's the same. Everything isn't the same. I just don't want it big, huge pieces. And I've just got several pages here. And I'm just tearing, you know, to kind of get it all together. This one even has a red edge on it. This one's actually poetry. And I'm keeping some of these white edges so I can stamp on them. And this paper is so old. I can't do anything else with it. Otherwise, I would not be able to tear that many pages. See all those? Trust me, I would not be able to tear that many pages at once if this paper was not that old. Now, I want to make sure I get some of this and some of these words because the equations in there are really nice. So I want to make sure I get some of those. I want to make sure I tear these so I can get some of these. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll be putting some of those on the top. Those I'll stamp on the side. Okay. There we go. What's back there? Nothing. Okay, there's more of those. Now, the things that you don't use on this, you know, don't be afraid to throw it away. Don't be afraid, you know, saying, oh, everybody says I have to keep everything. No, you don't. If you kept every single solitary piece of paper that you didn't use, oh my gracious, your home would positively disappear. When I first started journaling, that's what I thought I had to do. And my craft room literally became one of those craft rooms that you couldn't walk in because of all the extra paper that was in it. And I was so unhappy. I couldn't find anything to start with. And secondly, okay, that would be great to stamp on right there. The back of that is already old. I don't have to do anything with it but stamp on it. I couldn't find anything to start with. And when I found where everything was, getting to it and sorting it out became chaos. It was just chaos. Now, this is from a book about pharmacology, so it's got all these really cool chemical things, and this paper is beautiful. It reminds me of old stained vanilla, is what it reminds me of, but the paper itself is so soft. Now, I don't use it a lot in journals because it's really soft, but I love using it for things like this. All right, so let's start gluing some of our stack down here. Alrighty. So, how do I glue this down? Well, and while we're gluing, we're just going to chat. Okay, so for the month of July, I am having knee replacement surgery about smack dab in the middle of the month. So you're going to see, come the middle of the month, my videos are going to be recorded. You know, they're not going to be like done in the morning and then put up that afternoon or the day before like I usually do them. I usually do them beginning of the week, and you'll see them maybe 1 or 2 days in advance is how I do them. And or if I'm going to be out of town or something, I'll do them like when I was on vacation. I got to go see my grandson. Oh my gosh, you guys, he is the stinkingest, cutest little guy. I did several videos in advance so I could go see him. And that's a lot of work to do that many videos in advance. It really is. It's a lot of work, to get 5 videos up for the week that I was gone. It's just a lot of work. So I am going to be down and not allowed to sit here in my favorite chair that always rolls away from me for quite some time. Now, I will be allowed to sit at my lower table, but not for a while. So what I thought we would do is, I have a project plan for us, which is, what I'm making this for. We're going to work in some of the journals that we already have. We're going to finish up the My Backyard journal. And then I thought that we would create a glue book, which is fun. I've just discovered glue books, and I'm going to link one of the ladies that I've discovered. She's creative, she's fun, but then we're in, I know you know one of them, I know you know Shayna over at Shanique Glue Arts. She's got a real fun glue book. Come here, you. And her main subject on her glue book is about shoes. Now, mine isn't going to be, that clever as Shayna is, of course. My main subject is probably going to be about flowers. Now, you don't have to have a main subject. Your main subject could be something like that, if you wanted. But we'll get into that. And then we're going to do you remember when we made our, and we're going to use, to make those, we're going to use our journal covers that we made. Do you guys remember making those journal covers? We're going to use those to make our glue book. So to make your glue book, you're going to need some watercolor paper, maybe some mixed media paper. Now, if you don't have any of that, don't panic and, don't go out and buy it or anything. You can use anything you want. Because basically you're just gluing. So anything you can glue on will do just fine. So I am going to use my, and as you can tell, I'm gluing all over this because I don't want mine to have a specific pattern. My little book that I'm using, I don't want to glue on my coffee dyed paper because there, I want to save that for the next journal we're going to make. Now, I want to keep that little red piece. I want to put it right there. But I don't want to, so I don't want to use it in something I'm going to cover up because, well, that just seems a waste to me to have that really cool coffee dyed paper and then cover it up. All those fun patterns that it makes and then cover it up with something. That's just silly. So I am going to use, most likely I don't know what I'm going to use, but I'll tell you when it's time to do it. Let's see. That one looks like fun. And then we're going to also do for July, and we're going to be starting it really soon, is a mini journal. And I have been wanting to do another mini journal for quite some time. I love doing little mini journals. There's a lot of fun to do. And they can be quite the challenge because we're so used to doing things that are big, 8.5 by 11 or something like that. Well, we're going to do our little mini journal out of our little tea box that we created our cover with. That's what we're going to do our mini journal with. I'm going to use that to make my little mini journal with. And that is, those are tiny pages, but they're so much fun to create on that I really think you'll have fun with that one. Because everything's little, you know, so you can take it wherever you want to go and work on it. So you can get out your colored pencils. You can get out, oops, I missed half of you, didn't I? Get down there, you. You can get out your colored pencils. You can get out your little watercolor pencils if you want. And we're going to make some things, you know, that we can create and then put in that little tiny journal like that. So that, no, I think I want this side. So that will be a lot of fun in that little journal. It's a great type of scrap buster because the pages are so small that we can, you know, use our bits and bobs drawer and get rid of all those little scraps of fabric and get rid of those scraps of lace and things like that we have and just have some fun. Yeah, make some collages with those things. Now, if you'll notice, see these little yellow dots that are showing up here on some of this? It's picking up where my, down here where my ink, or my oxide and my ink mixed. That's what these little yellow dots are, is I'm sitting it down and putting the glue on it. That's where those little dots are coming from because of the liquid from the glue. So it's really giving me a fun color down there. I was not expecting that, and that looks really kind of cool. Okay, this is some of the stamping I'm going to do. That's trash. Let's get some of this off here. Okay, I want that piece to glue down. And that's going to be for stamping. So July, even though I'm going to have my knee replaced, we're going to get started really soon on a couple of fun things that I'll be able to work on, even though I'm not sitting here at my table all the time. I'll be able to work on them when I can, and then, you know, get things posted for you guys. So that, oh, do we want that or that? I think maybe that. Won't that be fun? So I think that will be what works out best for us. Oh, see, there's some more of that yellow. See, isn't that turning out fun? I think that will be what works out best, so that I can play with you guys and still have fun and not miss anything. Now, I don't know how often I'll get to post a video. I know I'm going to try and get things posted up for you through the first week. And like I say, we're gonna get our first our little mini journal started here within the next couple of days. That's why I'm wanting to get this started, because this is going to be part of our background pages on a couple of things. Oh, I really like that. So I wanted to get this started because it has to dry. This has to completely dry, and then we're going to do some stamping. So before we can do anything else, everything has to dry, and then we're going to come in and do our stamping on it, on some of these little pages, and also on, oh yeah, I like that other side better, and also on this. So you can stamp on this after everything's dry, anything you want, anything you want. You can use your birds, bees, and butterfly stamps. You can use flowers. You can use oceans. Anything you want. Anything. Just reach in your stamp drawer even. Or if you have stencils. Stencil on it. Oh, you know what? That sounds kind of fun, doesn't it? Let's stencil on it. Maybe we'll stencil on it instead. Let's get some stencil. Did I even put glue on that? How about we stencil on it? Maybe let's put some stencils on it. You know, we're always just doing the other first. How about we stencil on it first? Yeah. And then we'll use those little bits that we saved for our stamps, and then we'll go from there. Now, when I'm done here, yeah, we'll run our ink over it again, and we'll pick up those little edges, and that will help with the colors too. Yeah, that'll help with colors. And you'll notice some of this is, you know, sticking off the edge, like it's sticking off the edges. And that's okay, because that way I can trim whatever I need to trim when I'm finished. When I'm completely finished, I'll just go back and trim it down to the size I want it to be. But you do need to make sure everything is stuck. And see, I have a little piece here that's sticking out. I have a little piece here and here. I'm not the least bit at all worried about it. It's going to stay that way because I just don't care. That's why I did the background the way I did. I'm not going to, you know, go back in and make sure every little tiny square inch of it has something covered on it. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, okay. Okie dokie artichoke. So, I think our July will be a lot of fun, and it will have some interesting things done that maybe we haven't done before. Be kind of relaxing and give us some, give us an opportunity to do things that we haven't gotten done. And since July's a little busy, you know, if you don't get to see the video immediately, it's not like something that you have to feel like you've gotten left behind, like something that maybe you've missed and then you can't catch up on. You'll be able to come back and work on it anytime you want, because especially the glue book. Glue books can be done any single time. That was the one thing I know, and I'm going to link two of the ladies. I'm going to link Shayna, and I'm going to link the other lady that I was telling you about. Her name is Nicole, and she is from Nicole Relax Cut and Glue. And they have so much fun with theirs, and they just don't worry about it. They just do what they do. All right, I think I want some more white. I've got white here and down here, but I don't have any white up there. So let's add some white up at the top. They just have such a good time doing what they do. So I thought that just looks relaxing. It looks like something that, you know, I could do, you know, in between everything else I'm going to have to, they tell me I'm going to be doing. So, and then when I'm allowed to sit back here in my chair, I can come back and chat with you guys. And I'm looking forward to being able to do that. But we're going to set up my big table so I can at least work there. I've told my husband so many times, I want this big table out of here. And then every time I tell him that, he gets ready to take it. There's some other reason why I tell him, nope, leave it. I'm going to have to use it. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing he's a Pokey Pete. That's all I can tell him. It's a good thing he's a Pokey Pete. Okay. Let's see. What do we need? Oh, I know what we need down here. We need some more of, oh, here, we've got some right here. Let's bring some more of this in. Yeah, let's bring some of, uh-oh, I think I just glued it down, didn't I? Here. Yeah, see, it's picking up some more of that ink. I really like that. I like how it's doing that. I really like that a lot. I was not expecting that. And you know what? I haven't put down any tissue. So let's do some of that too. Because we can take some of this And let's put some of this right in here. Let's see how this works. I don't know how this is going to work being printed, but let's see, because we can even go over some book pages with it. So let's try it. Let's try it here and see. Oh, see, now it even picked up a little bit of that ink. Now I'm just laying it right over that book page up there. Oh, I still get a little bit of the book page. Oh, now I like that, so I can still lay book page on it. I want to put a little bit up in here. Well, I'm having a problem here. Get down there. All right, I want to put a little bit up here, kind of break some of this up. You know, I have this stuff sitting in these boxes, and I just don't use them, and it's like, good gracious, I've just got to get them used. Oh, that's better. Now, when we use the stencils, we can just stencil right over these, give them a little more shape. Now, I just want a little tiny piece, I think, of this down here, like that. Now, the last one, I just did coffee dye, and it didn't show up very well. That was why I thought maybe this would work better, and this works a lot better. It's adding some color. Well, not color. I don't want to say color. Oh, I really like that piece there in the corner. I like that in the corner. It just kind of fades. Whoops, I just tore it. It really just kind of fades in. So now, let's see how our book page is going to do on that. Let's see how the book page is going to work on that. You know, I don't want to cover it completely up, but I do want to cover some of it. I don't want the whole thing. Yeah, maybe like that. So there's some sticking out here at the bottom. See, I have some sticking out here at the bottom. Okay, so I'm done with you. Go over there. Okay, we'll keep you. Okay. So how have you guys been? I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody is having a great afternoon or evening or whenever you're watching this. We have had another rainy day this afternoon, but that's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, I have a garden, so my garden is saying thank you. Especially my cucumbers. They are quite happy right now. They are just growing like crazy. My broccoli, however, is not happy. I'm sure it'll get over it, but not happy. It's baby broccoli, so it can't complain too much, but my big broccoli did not like it. My baby broccoli is, you know, I don't give it a say-so in the matter. It still has a lot of growing to do. Okay, so we need to fill in here and down here. Now, I've got to let this dry overnight, and then I can stencil on it. Now, the one that we just inked, the one that we did first, I think it might be dry enough that we can go on and maybe stencil on it. We're going to have to see. Now, when I stencil, I think I'm just going to use, I'm going to have to check it and see what color I want to use on it. I'm thinking on that one, I'm either going to use black or I'm going to use, I've got to see what that color is called. I think it's called espresso. Because I don't want it to fade. I want to be able to see it. But I don't want it to jump out and say, hey, I'm a stencil. Everybody look at me. you know, pay attention. I want it to be there, but I don't want it to, you know, get up and dance. Does that make sense? Okay, so I have too much of this yellow here, so I need a different color. Let's go with this one. Oh dear, come on. Come on. Yeah, we're just going to put you right on top of those. Okay, that'll work. Okay, that broke it up there a little bit. That broke it up. And I think I might need to break it up in here too. So let's maybe, which way did I put the glue on it? That way. So let's go that way with it. And that one's got a little tiny piece of that red edge on it. All right, so there we go. Now we're moving. See, and some of these white edges will be perfect for when we stencil because they'll really show up. Okay, come here. Let's get you guys up here. Okay, now I need to go down here. Like that. Oops, lay down. Okay. So I don't mind these little brown pieces sticking out. I think those will be okay. Now let's scoot some of this out of the way here. Just going to scoot this out of the way. Some of that's going into trash here in a minute, but let's scoot it out of the way right now. Now let's see about some of these smaller pieces. I think I might want that piece there. Let's see, do we need any white up there? Maybe I'm going to wait till I stencil. But right now, I need to let it... Okay, I'm going to take my vintage photo. Now this is the oxide, and I'm lightly, just running it over the top. I'm going to pick up the edges of my papers. See, and that also shows me where I've missed. So I can lay them down. There we go. I just want some more color on the top of them. Like this. Okay, you all get out from under there. Yeah, time to clear off this table here in a minute. Okay, right here. You lay down. Oops, got it under my finger now. Okay. Oh, you're not ink. You are. I'm not pushing. So if you're doing this with me, I'm not pushing. I'm just laying it down and just rubbing it across, making it look, as my husband so nicely says, you're making it look like you drug it through the mud. Well, that's kind of what I want. And see that up there? Don't worry about it. It'll come off. If that's really going to freak you out, take a paper towel and just, you know, wipe it off. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't, you know, don't lose them. Don't drop your drawers. Just get a paper towel, clean it off. Okay, let's get this mess out of our way here so we can finish up some of our ink on this, or our messing up on this, and not have this in our way, because we're going to need a clean here. All right, now the other color I used, remember in my background, was, all right, it's not that one. Where did it go? There it is. Was this forest moss, and I want to bring some of that back up to the top. So I'm also rubbing it across the top, and on some of these pages it'll pick it up. And see, here's a page that I didn't get down. I'm just going to break it off. I'm picking up some of the green, like right here. I'm picking it up. You know, this is just, make it your dirtiest. Now, this is not your style. Do not fuss and fret. You make it as neat as you want to make it. If you don't like it like this, lay them down so they are neat and tidy. If you don't like it inked like this, ink it so it is neat and tidy, okay? You do not have to be messy like I am being messy, okay? You can still do this. All right, so now I'm going to give this a second to dry. And I'm going to reach in here, and this is the stencil that I want to use. I haven't used this little girl in a long time. It's kind of a lacy little stencil. Can you see it? Up against there. Now, I want to, this is my scorched timber. Now, this is rather dark. I do need my brush. Here's my brush. So I'm going to look here and see. That might not be too bad. Yeah, I think that will be okay. Okay, so I'm going to lay this out here like this. And I'm going to load up my brush. And I know it looks dark on this white stencil. I don't think it's going to be that dark on the thing. If it is, it is. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to lift it up and see. It really isn't that dark. Can you see? You can barely see it on there. It just kind of blends in. We're going to use the same one on the one that we inked. It looks darker because my stencil is white. See, I don't even know if you can kind of see the polka dots. Can you see the polka dots right in here? Right here, and there's a few over here. Now I want to get something right here in this white. I want that. There, you can see that there. And let's see if we can get it down here. There, you can see a little bit better down here on this one, right there. Okay, now let's get something up here. Let's take this big centerpiece. I'm taking this great big centerpiece right here, and I'm bringing it up here toward the upper corner. Oh, there, you can see a little bit. Can you see the polka dots up there? Can you see them? Right up there? Okay. I want to bring them down here. I don't want it real dark down here, but I do want something to show up. Oh, that's better. Yeah, see now it's not plain, it's got a little bit of something, and then this will get washed, and then it'll be white again. All right, it's got a little bit of something on it, just a little bit. Not, not a lot, but it's got a little bit. All right, so I'm done with that color, and I'm done with my brush on this piece. Now, I want to do, let me put this over here. All right, I want to pull out my colors. And on here, I want to do, now I also have those colors, just in case, a girl can change her mind. I can, if I get the option, I can change my mind. Okay, I have that flower that I like. You guys know I love my flower. Now where is, okay, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. All right. Hold on. Here, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these. Now, I need my little cube here. Let me get a hold of it. Gotcha. Now, I do think I want a smaller. Is that it? Oh, that's not it. That's not it. My ladybug. I want my little ladybug. Okay, so I think, okay, here it is. There's my black. Now, when I do my final stamps on top that I don't want to move, I use black. Okay, so I want to do my flower first. Now, this one might get stamped off a little bit. I might just do the whole thing, but we're just going to have to see. We're going to see how it works here. Okay, it's not, I like the way it turned out over here. I don't like them on things like this when they're like perfect, because then, I went to all that trouble making this look messy and dirty and, and then all of a sudden to have this perfect flower, it just doesn't look right. Okay. Come here. Okay, here's my flower head right there. Okay, that was this one. So this and the rest of it, I'm going to bring over here. I want to bring up here. Oops, here. There. Okay, so I got this, and the rest of it right in here. And this big piece is right up here, but it's kind of faded into the back. So I want to get this little guy right here. And I want to put him over here. And I want that other little flower right there. For right up there. need something right here and right there. Okay, perfect. Now let's get our little ladybug on here. Gotta have a ladybug. Gotta have her. Let's get her in here. She's gotta go peekaboo. All right, let's move these over here. She's gotta come sneaking in someplace, doesn't she? Where'd my, oh, here it is in front of my face. See, when we cut this up or use it, I don't know where the little ladybug's gonna show up, so I like to just sneak her in anywhere I can sneak her in, and we'll see. Oops. All right, I think we need one right here. There we go. So I got little ladybugs wandering all over. Got little ladybugs wandering all over. Anytime I do this, it reminds me of the movie, oh, what's the movie where she goes to, shoot, I'll think of the movie, and there's one line in the movie where her friend says to her, ladybugs, Kathy, ladybugs. And I know you guys know what movie I'm talking about. She buys a home, and after a divorce, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Think for a minute, Lori. Think for a minute. You know, with all the sunflowers and okay, where's the one I want? This one. This is the one I wanted. Oh, for heaven's sakes, Lori. You know, with all the sunflowers, and she's a writer. I'll think of it when I'm done. I'll think of it. Okay, now I have a round one on there too. One of these round ones. I think I want that one. Maybe we'll do let's do this one. PJ says, Mom, make up your mind. Let's do this one. Let's do that one. Now, here, this one. We'll stamp 2 of them together. think this needs moved over a little bit. That's better. Ah, that's better. Whoops, put two of them in the same place. All right, so I need something right here. Okay. Now, let me wipe this off. Get this wiped off here. Let's get these cleaned off. And then they go back there. Okay, now remember, some of that's oxide and some of it's ink. So I want to give it a nice little fine spritz because I want some nice little watermarks. Okay, I want that up there out of my way. I want this oxide to, you know, do its oxide-y thing. So what I'm doing is I'm just spritzing really light, and I'm just letting the oxide do its thing. Okay. Now, take my napkin. All right, let this dry and see what kind of marks we get. Nice. All right, I like it. Now when we cut it up, what I'll do is, if it's not sturdy enough for what I want, and most likely this is going to be used to back something, it's because this is flimsy. I mean, look, you can tell it's flimsy. This is going to be used to back something, or like an envelope, or, you know, it's going to be used to cover something. So I'm not going to need to worry about, let's get this wiped off here. I'm not going to need to worry about the fact that it's that flimsy for anything. I just need to know that it's dry before I put any other pieces on it when I'm ready to add those focal points for whatever I use it on. Whether it's my envelope, whether it's a page, whether it's whatever. It just has to be completely dry. And then any other ink colors I want to use on it, I can use on it then. Now the other one is right here. That's this one. The same with this one. If I decide I want to use this to cover an envelope, then I can stamp on it, which I will. Actually, now that I'm looking at it. All right, this one needs to go over here to dry. I want to use my big word stamp. Okay, you need to dry. I want to use my big word stamp on it. And I think I want to try and use this. You know, my all four colors. Never done that before. Let's try that. I'm going to take the stamp and I'm going to push it down in all four colors. Huh, let's give it a shot. Let me get my apron on. And let's give this a shot. Who knows? Okay, so I got to stand back up. All right, I'm tying my apron here. Let's see. Oh my gracious, look at all the time. All right, so we're going to be done here in just a second. I'm sorry to keep you guys so long, but this is awful lot amount of fun. Let's move this out of our way. Okay, so this is my quad color distress ink, and this is my just gibberish, you know, pad. And I am just pushing it down in the ink. So I'm going to get 4 different colors of this. Now I've often wondered how this works. I actually have a green one like this. So let's just give this a stamp. Oh, see, it works really nice. It's just kind of in the background. So I'm going to turn it the other way. And I'm not worried about it mixing things up. It's just, it's so light. I'm not getting much ink. I think I'm just barely touching the pad. Gosh, you guys, this sure is fun. I'm awfully glad we decided to play today. All right, so let's... It's always fun to play in the rain, isn't it? All right, so let's go this way. Let's maybe take it this way, see what else. See if there's anything left on it. I don't think... there's a little bit left on it. Okay, so I stamped it all. It's all stamped with this. So I'm going to let that dry just for a minute because it's just soaking it right up. You know, it's just old packing paper. It's just soaking it right up. So, yeah, there we go. So now when we're ready to use that, it's already stamped. So let's put this away. Back in the drawer where you belong. And that's just a piece of packing, excuse me, I got the hiccups. That's just a piece of packing paper. As you can see, it's just a piece of packing paper. Then I just took my inks, I just ran them lightly over the top, and then I stamped the top of it. Now I can take some of these other stamps that we had out here. Now, I don't think I want to use these. These are the postage ones. Okay, let's put these away. And I can stamp on it whenever I'm ready to use it for something. Again, just like the other one, I can use it for covering an envelope, for a page, to cover a journal cover, anything I want. Yeah, PJ's saying, Mom, make up your mind. For anything I want, once I decide what I want to use it for, then I can, you know, do it a little bit more. All right, so there we go. So that was a lot of fun. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me today because this has been so much fun. Well, Lori, you know, it is helpful when you put these things where they go, you goofy girl. This goes there. That goes there. And instead of... Oh, my gracious. Now I know why I keep losing this little tiny stamp. This little tiny one. Because I keep not putting it where it goes. It goes there. There we go. And I keep missing the inside of the envelope. There. They go in the envelope, or in the package. There we go. That's better. All right. So now we just need to decide, what do we want to use this for? Do we want to cover up our little journal with it? Do we want to make something else with it? You know, we just have to decide what we're going to do with it. So I'll let both of these dry well overnight. Make sure, you know, because as you can see, it's still a little wet. You can look back here. You can see all my ink came through. So I'm going to let it dry for a while. And then in our next video, we're going to get started on one of our other projects. Now, if there's anything special that you would like to do for July, you know, that you would like to see done or that you would like to create, please feel free to let me know, because I'm open to suggestions and I would be happy to do it with you. So if there's anything that you would like to do, feel free to let me know. And feel free to put it down in the comments of this video, or you can go to the community page and you can put it there, and I'll see it there. Because that's what it's for. That's what I created that page for. I opened it up so that you guys can post your comments there and ask questions and put suggestions there. That's what it's for. That's what that page is now for. So feel free to use it. Feel free to ask questions, post suggestions, and so on. So, until I see you guys again in our next Ladybug Journals video, ta-ta for now.